Amanda Borges here with Tony Smith, ready to give you some much-needed college football fantasy advice, especially after such a crazy weekend in the SEC. Tony, Auburn won against San Jose State in a very sloppy fashion. It was running back Peyton Barber that carried them to victory. Should we want Barber on our team?
Well, Auburn's problem this year has really been struggling to find opportunities to even get the ball into the end zone. Barber had 28 carries and 5 touchdowns against San Jose State. Now that's San Jose State that he did that against, but he's had at least 23 carries and 100 yards in 4 out of 5 games this year for Auburn, so he's been a consistent, productive player. The problem is he hasn't had those opportunities down near the goal line to punch him in because Auburn hasn't had those opportunities. They got the bye week this week. We'll find out in a couple weeks really if they're going to be an offense that can consistently produce those kind of things. They have been in the past under Gus Malzahn. Certainly keep your eyes on Peyton Barber going forward.
Well, for the Gators, quarterback Will Grier looked like a top SEC quarterback against Ole Miss, but is he for real?
Well, I wrote about Will Grier on GridironNow.com and about specifically his last 5 quarters and just how good he's been compared to the first 2 3/4 games that he started for the Florida Gators. He had 4 touchdowns, just 5 incompletions against Ole Miss, which is considered one of the better defenses in the SEC. Coming into the season, many thought the best defense in the SEC. He's got a tough test again this week against Missouri, this time on the road. Missouri's got the best scoring defense in the league with just 12 points a game that they've given up. They haven't exactly played a bunch of juggernaut offenses. If Florida can keep rolling through that game this weekend, then certainly there's a lot of pieces on that Florida offense to keep an eye on going forward.
Nick Chubb tied Herschel Walker's record for consecutive 100-yard games in a Bulldogs uniform. And, Tony, he did it against a tough Alabama defense.
No, he did. And we talked about it last week. Is Chubb matchup proof? And compared him to Leonard Fournette, who I feel like is at this point in his career. Bama really shut him down, except for one run. Now, the one run counts, and for those who had him in their fantasy lineups, you weren't disappointed at the end of the day because he got that big run, got the touchdown, got him over 100 yards, tied that Herschel Walker record. Like, all that happened on that one play. But is Chubb matchup proof? No. And I think that Alabama defense showed that it was the better of those two things on Saturday. He's got a good matchup this week, though, against Tennessee. Tennessee's got the 10th ranked rush defense in the SEC. They're giving up 172 yards a game. So Chubb was okay for you last week. I expect him to be great again this week.
All right, Tony, lay it all out for us. Give us a quarterback, a running back, and a wide receiver that we absolutely have to play, and then ones we should sit.
Well, Chad Kelly at Ole Miss, I'm going with the bounce back factor there. He's had 2 kind of down weeks in a row. I expect him to be excellent this weekend. The guy I'd sit at the quarterback position is Grayson Lambert there at Georgia. Until I see some kind of consistency from him, I'm not going to put him in any lineups. At running back, I'm required to mention Leonard Fournette if I'm going to talk skill position in the SEC. So here he is, Leonard Fournette, the running back you need to get in. 3 consecutive 200-yard games. Alex Collins at Arkansas. We talked about Chubb a moment ago. That matchup against Alabama, that strong front 7. He's the guy that I'd be not looking to get in lineups this week. And at wide receiver, Calvin Ridley, the freshman receiver for Alabama, is their leading receiver right now. And Pharaoh Cooper's the guy that I'm sitting there at South Carolina. LSU giving up just 187 yards a game through the air. I don't know what Nunez is at the quarterback position for South Carolina yet. He's a guy that it's just too inconsistent, the moving pieces in that Carolina offense, for me to get Cooper in the lineup.
All right, Tony, great advice. For more on the SEC, visit GridironNow.com. We'll see you next time.